She stood in the kitchen, her hands trembling over the sink. The phone was still in my hand, screen dimmed, the echo of my lawyer's voice fading in my head like a final verdict. "Why are you smiling?" she asked. Her voice was soft, afraid. "You haven't stopped since that call. What's going on?" I looked at her, really looked. The woman I'd once built a future around now looked like a stranger standing in my house. I took a breath, calm, deliberate. "I'm happy," I said, "because I just discovered you're carrying your lover's baby, and my lawyer confirmed every single thing I needed to finalize our divorce. Best day ever." The color drained from her face. She froze, caught between disbelief and fear. I didn't move. I just watched her, the way you'd watch a house burn, quietly, with finality. We met 12 years ago. She was warmth personified, all laughter and chaos. I was order, calm. Maybe that's what drew her, the stability, the silence I carried. She used to say I made her feel safe. I believed her. I believed every word. Back then, I couldn't imagine a world where she'd look at another man the way she once looked at me. But that's the thing about betrayal. It doesn't announce itself. It seeps in, quietly. It started small, late nights, subtle lies, her phone glued to her hand. She began to smell like a perfume she didn't own. I asked once, casually, about the late meetings. She smiled, kissed my cheek, said I was overthinking again. That night, I didn't sleep. Something had already shifted. I stopped asking questions, started observing instead. A misplaced receipt, a hotel booking under a fake name, photos that disappeared too quickly. I watched patterns form like cracks in glass. Eventually, the truth was too loud to ignore. The first real proof came wrapped in irony. A message meant for him, sent to me by mistake. 4 words. "Can't wait to see you." She deleted it seconds later, but I had already taken a screenshot. I didn't confront her. Not then. Not ever. Not until I had everything. The thing about revenge is that emotion ruins precision. So I stripped mine away. Every ounce of pain became calculation. Every memory turned into a tool. I hired a private investigator, quiet, discreet. Within weeks, I had photographs, recordings, timelines. Proof of every lie she'd ever fed me. And when I saw her in those pictures, smiling, alive, glowing in ways she hadn't been with me in years, something inside me didn't break. It solidified. She wasn't just cheating, she was careless, and carelessness has consequences. I spoke to a lawyer, moved money into private accounts, documented every transaction she made using our joint funds. I had her texts, her call logs, even medical records. I discovered she was pregnant, but not with my child. That was when I stopped feeling sorry for myself. I started planning her ending. 2 months later, she told me she had something important to share. I played along, calm, attentive. She smiled nervously, told me she was pregnant. She waited for a reaction. Maybe shock, maybe joy. I gave her neither. Just a quiet, "That's wonderful." She exhaled in relief. I kissed her forehead. In that moment, she thought she'd won. She didn't notice the envelope I had already left with my lawyer that morning, a file containing her infidelity, the paternity tests, and a signed affidavit from her lover's wife. She didn't know that by the time she told me, her world was already collapsing behind her. When the call came this morning, it was confirmation. Divorce finalized, assets protected, custody of nothing because there was no child of mine to fight for. The smile she questioned wasn't joy, it was closure. Now she stood there, pale and silent. I watched her lips tremble as she whispered, "You're lying." I took out my phone, scrolled, and showed her the photos, the test results, the lawyer's email. She didn't even reach for the screen, just stared. Her reflection in the window looked hollow, as if the truth had sucked the life out of her. I said nothing else. Words weren't needed. The silence between us said everything. When she finally spoke, her voice cracked. "You planned this!" "Yes," I said simply. "I did." She sank onto a chair, her hands gripping the edge of the table. The same table where we once planned our future. Now it was the scene of her undoing. I left the divorce papers beside her, walked past her, past the memories, past the wreckage of what used to be love. Outside, the air felt clean. For the first time in months, I could breathe. They say revenge doesn't heal you. Maybe that's true. But it does something better. It restores balance. And as I walked away from that house, I realized something. Sometimes, peace isn't quiet. It's earned. One silent move at a time.